This story begins, as many Greek myths do, with Zeus. Zeus was the son of the titan Kronos. Having learned about the prophecy predicting the death of Kronos at the hand of his child, the titan decided to eat his offspring. Zeus was the only one to survive. He grew up in hiding, and when the time was right, he fulfilled the prophecy, killing his father. This way, the age of titans ended and the age of Greek gods began. Unfortunately for Zeus, another prophecy said that he will die from the hands of a marked warrior. Consumed by fear, he ordered Ares and Athena to scour the world, getting rid of any person bearing the aforementioned marks. This is when gods and Kratos crossed paths for the first time. Ares found a Spartan boy with characteristic red birthmarks. But it was not Kratos, it was his brother, Deimos. Ares took Deimos away, leaving Kratos behind, alone and vulnerable. As a way of honoring his presumably dead brother, Kratos tattooed a copy of his brother's birthmarks onto himself. In the following years, Kratos rose through the ranks of the Spartan war machine, earning the title of the captain. Against the will of his wife and daughter, he led the Spartan army through numerous bloody conquests, amassing victory after victory, hungering for power and glory. This insatiable hunger finally led Kratos to his downfall. After losing a battle to the barbarian horde, his unit decimated, him defeated, waiting for execution, Kratos made a deal with Ares. He pledged his services to the god of war for sparing his life, a deal which Ares gladly took. He bestowed a great might upon the Spartan warrior and gifted him the Blades of Chaos, the iconic weapons of the franchise, as well as an eternal symbol of Kratos' servitude to the god of war. From that time onward, Kratos was bound by his oath to do Ares' bidding, thus starting yet another bloody conquest, this time in the name of God of War. I'm simplifying the story a little bit, as my goal is not to recap the whole narrative, but instead look for those crucial moments that shaped 2018's Kratos. None of them more important than this one. Ares, jealous of Zeus' favoritism towards Athena, ordered Kratos to destroy Athena's temple. Mad with bloodlust, Kratos ransacked the temple, killing everyone inside, only to discover that in his blind rage he killed his own wife and daughter. It was a trick, a ploy devised by Ares to viciously sever the last remnants of Kratos' humanity, eliminate any obstacle so that the Spartan can become the true vessel for God's commands. Kratos was inhuman in his cruelty, getting easily overtaken by rage, wrath and sheer brutality. He was physically the strongest in his bloodlust-fueled blind rage. Unfortunately, it was also when he was the most vulnerable. Ares used that. For his unspeakable act of terror, Kratos was cursed, so that the ashes of his family were forever bound to his skin, making it Snow White. An eternal reminder of his downfall, which earned him a new title, the Ghost of Sparta. There's this great quote from Raising Kratos documentary. Kratos' conquest is being compared to a man who loses himself in his work. A man who as a result loses his family. Which is such a great analogy to the struggles of real people. Kratos was good at what he did. He excelled at the never-ending conquest, took satisfaction from it. But as he plunged deeper and deeper, losing himself in his duty to Ares, he lost sight of the things he took for granted, and he paid the ultimate price for it. I find it deeply relatable as a parent, trying to balance my duties as a father, as a husband, with running my own business, and then trying to find time for my passion, which is this YouTube gaming thing. It is really easy to lose yourself in one thing and neglect the others. As the Ghost of Sparta, Kratos starts a new chapter in his life. He reforges his grief and anger into wrathful quest for vengeance. In order to break the oath given to Ares, Kratos seeks help from other powerful beings, and even other gods. It's the start of a tumultuous journey full of hardships. Kratos gets used multiple times, he becomes a tool in God's hands, but in the end, he frees himself from the oath. You have to give the Spartan warrior one thing, a true devotion to his goals. After a gruesome, vile campaign, Kratos is finally able to take revenge on Ares. Spartan kills the god of war. Having achieved his goal, abandoned by the gods and overcome by grief, Kratos tries to end his life. Yet even rest is denied to him. Athena saves Kratos. After Ares' death, his throne is empty. Kratos assumes Ares' place and becomes the new god of war. As God of War, Kratos leads multiple violent campaigns, meddling deeper into God's affairs, which in turn leads to numerous betrayals and clashes with other deities. He even dies multiple times, but each time he's able to come back from the depths of Tartarus, which again shows his great unrelenting devotion. Kratos slowly uncovers parts of his past. After killing Thanatos, the god of death, Kratos obtains a new title, the Destroyer of Worlds. In his never-ending conquest, the cycle of death, ruination and pain consumes many lives. It's this pursuit of power that finally catches Zeus' attention. Afraid that Kratos might pose a threat to him, Zeus tricks the god of war, stripping him of his power and killing him. With the help of the fallen titan Gaia, Kratos yet again climbs back from the depths of Tartarus and takes revenge on Zeus. It's here during this clash when we learn that Kratos is in fact Zeus' son. So even before assuming the mantle of God of War, Kratos was a demigod. In a poetic way, the prophecy of the marked man killing Zeus comes dangerously close to fulfillment. As Zeus barely escapes, Kratos vows to end the rule of gods. He goes back in time and brings Titans back. With new allies, he lays siege to Olympus. Kratos, wronged so many times by the gods, sees them as irresponsible usurpers. This is his final campaign, a long, daunting and brutal war. Kratos clashes against various Greek gods. Even his former allies, the Titans, betray him. But Kratos is vigilant, devoted to his cause. And it's this relentlessness and tenacity that turns out to have disastrous consequences. Kratos faces off against Poseidon and brutally kills him, which causes the oceans to flood Greece. Then he strikes down Helios, the sun god. As a result, Greece is engulfed in eternal darkness. God of War is ready to kill anyone who will stand on his way to Zeus, which he does. He murders his half-brother Hercules, then kills Hermes and Hera, unleashing plagues upon Greece as well as killing plant life in the realm. His blind rage shows again. Kratos learned nothing. In his rageful pursuit of his own goals, he becomes the prophesied destroyer of worlds. Greece is no more. Kratos finally faces off against Zeus. In his quest for vengeance, he destroyed his own world, but even that does not stop him. God of War kills Zeus, fulfilling the prophecy as well as completing the cycle of sons killing fathers. Zeus, who defied fate, later striking down his father, was now killed by his own son. A fitting end, worthy of the grand Greek tragedy. But the greatest tragedy happened to Kratos. The demigod, not knowing his origins, viciously tempted by fate, used by the gods. A man who achieved unimaginable feats. Also a man who committed unspeakable crimes, and in the end lost it all. Kratos is a tragic character. His greatest strengths, his tenacity and relentlessness, combined with great devotion to the cause, are fantastic personality traits. Virtues of a man who could change the world for the better. Instead, Kratos' deep dedication, fueled by his tendencies to get overwhelmed with rage, which later got fused with his desire for vengeance, ultimately led to death, suffering and devastation. Finally, realizing his faults, at the very end, Kratos decides to end his life in an attempt to restore hope to the world. The post-credits scene shows a place where his corpse should be laying, only to discover that it's not there. Instead, we follow a trail of blood which leads us to the edge of the rock, suggesting that Kratos' journey might not yet be over. This is just a part of my long-form, thorough analysis of 2018's God of War. You can find the full video on my channel. There are also links in the description.